Hey guys, Tyler Wood from Coldwell Banker up here in Big Bear Lake, California. So I wanted to talk today about representation, buyer representation, seller representation in the real estate world. Real estate agents have what's called a fiduciary duty to their clients. It's a duty that requires they put their client's best interest in mind, even above their own interests, a duty of honesty and integrity in all dealings. And some agents obviously do this better than others. But what I've found is that representation, or at least a client's take on representation, sometimes gets skewed by the advice that the real estate agent gives them. Meaning, they might feel sometimes that they're not being represented because their agent is giving them advice that may not be what they want to hear, if a buyer or seller. I've heard, over the past few months, several buyer and seller clients say, I want you to represent my interests. I want to make sure you're representing my interests. And I think what they're trying to say is they don't feel like they're being represented properly when they're being told something that they don't necessarily want to do. For example, a seller that doesn't want to do repairs on a property, they have every right to not do repairs on a property, but they could also lose the deal. The buyer could walk away. And so sellers feel like, well, I don't want to do the repairs, but I don't want the buyer to walk away, so you need to represent me better. Well, a buyer is going to do what a buyer is going to do sometimes, and an agent is not going to force a buyer to buy a property. And conversely with buyers, if they're not getting the property at a low enough price, they might feel like their agent's not doing their job, when again, the seller is the one who's determining what it's going to sell for, and they're going to make up their own mind most of the time. Agents aren't going to convince a seller to take your low offer. So again, representation and advice, real estate agents will give their clients advice even if it's not what the clients want to hear, because of their experience, the agent's experience. They've been in this business a while, they've seen how real estate transactions go, and they're going to give their clients advice on how to handle a situation. And just because it's not what you want to hear as a buyer or seller, it might be the right choice, and that is representation. That is good representation, even if it's not what you want to hear. So real estate representation, in my opinion, is a two-way street. It's real estate agents listening to what their clients' wants and needs are, but also using their experience and giving them advice on what is realistic. Okay, that's my thoughts on it, at least. So if you have any questions or comments, it's Tyler at thetimwoodgroup.com. Thanks for listening.